Welcome to my channel. So, this is my very first video, and I'm kind of nervous. um, but just a little backstory or explanation as to why I'm doing this, why you're here. Yes. So, I, for years, have been thinking about creating a space online that I can be entirely too transparent about myself, and talk about my mental health and some of the struggles that I go through and some of the coping mechanisms that I found. The reason for that is because from my time on the interconnected webs, I have seen a lot of people that have helped me out. Excuse me. Oh my God, that's very rude. I'm so sorry. But no, I've seen a lot of people that have helped me out. It doesn't even have to be content creators, just like a random tweet or a random Facebook post or what have you here and there of someone sharing their experiences with or throughout their mental health journey, and some of the things that they've gone through and what has helped and what hasn't helped. And a lot of it has been relatable, and it's helped me get to the place that I'm at now. I waited so long to do it for so many reasons. Not thinking that I would be accepted, being afraid of being talked about, just all the reasons that anyone would be afraid to post intimate content online. But, excuse my language, fuck that. If you sometimes, not all the time, but if you have something to say and what you have to say can help somebody, you should say that thing. So I'm doing it. I'm aren't you proud of me? Okay. So anyway, today's topic of discussion is going to be depression and hygiene and cleanliness and what that looks like for me. So for starters, a little bit of background. I've been dealing with depression for years, entirely too long to count. I remember even being in high school and being depressed. Sorry, I thought I heard something. Anyway, it's been a long time, and depression affects people in a lot of different ways. I happen to be one of those people that, excuse me, if I'm experiencing a depressive episode, it's hard for me to do anything. And there's this thing that is called spoons within the disabled community, where you have a certain amount of spoons that you can spend on certain things, and once you're out of spoons, like, basically that's it. So the way that I usually explain it to people, I don't say spoons. I say spoons to people that are familiar with it, but most people are, well, not most people, but most of the people that I know are not. And so the way that I usually explain it is that I have a certain amount of energy allotted for each day, and I have to pick and choose where I use that energy. So for a long time, I've had to spend a good deal of that energy on work. Gotta go to work. I have to make money. I have to be able to afford to live. So I've had to use my spoons on working. And then I have to decide after that, okay, what do I have enough spoons for? Sometimes it's, you know, I've already chosen whatever thing I'm gonna spend my spoons on. But sometimes it's just like whatever happens to come first. So, like, for example, if I get home and I only have enough spoons to either eat, bathe, or do a small amount of cleaning, I'm gonna pick one of those things, and after I do that thing, that's it. I'm out for the count. I gotta lay down, have to go to bed. I do not have the energy to do anything else. And I've worked retail for a little over, well, over 5 years. I don't do retail anymore, but over 5 years. And so for a long time, I just thought that, you know, I'm just tired because I've been on my feet for 8 hours. I've been running around an entire store for 8 hours, dealing with people for 8 hours. I'm tired because of that. And I would come home, you know, get undressed and go to bed and have to get up and do it all the next day. And when I had 2 jobs, it was even worse because, you know, the first half of my day I was in an office setting. So it was like I'm not really doing the physical work, but I'm still dealing with a lot of people because it's the customer service type role. But then I have to get off work and go to work. And then I was on my feet and also had to deal with people. So I was like, yeah, I'm just tired. I gotta go to bed. I can't do anything else. And so, you know, I had to pick and choose basically what I can do. A lot of times the things that I choose are not cleaning. Especially because it feels like such a physically tasking thing to me. Like when I'm doing it, it feels that way, but just the thought of it makes me so uncomfortable. And it's not that I don't set the record straight. I hate mess, okay? Hate it. I hate for my areas to be dirty. I can't think if it's too cluttered. I start to feel claustrophobic. It's overwhelming. I don't even want to look at it because it's just like the thought of it makes me want to throw up. But the fact that I have used all of my spoons makes it extremely difficult for me to actually do it, to get the cleaning done. So like right now, my kitchen's right over there. I'm staring at a kitchen full of dishes that need to be washed, counters and stovetops that need to be cleaned off, old groceries that have spoiled because I didn't have enough energy to cook them, that need to be thrown away. And there's so much to do in there that it's overwhelming, and I put it off because I'm like, I don't have enough spoons to do this right now. If I try to do this, it's gonna be too overwhelming. I'm gonna give up very easily. I'm gonna feel overwhelmed, overworked, just all the negative emotions that I can think of that I might feel in that moment make it hard for me to do it. So I don't. And it's the same thing with hygiene, unfortunately. So a lot of times I find it very hard for myself to get out of the bed. And that's like one of the most basic things, is like getting up to get out of the bed. And when I say get out of the bed, I mean get up to get out of the bed to do anything. Like if I have to pee, a lot of times I will lay in the bed for hours even, because I know that I need to get up. I know I have something to do. And I'm telling my body, I'm like, girl, you gotta, what are you doing? Get up. You have to pee. And my body's just like, I'm waiting on more spoons. You used all your spoons. I don't understand why you don't understand why I can't get up right now. And I'm just like, I'm gonna get a bladder infection. Like, but that's just how it is a lot of times, unfortunately. So it's the most simple things can be so hard for me to do, especially if there is some kind of other external factor affecting my mood or whatever the case may be. It just makes it harder for me to do the most basic of tasks. And so for a long time, my space has been cluttered, and looking real crazy. And I've had a hard time with keeping up with myself because of that. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, when I say a long time, I remember like even being in middle school and my room starting to get junky when I was in middle school. So it's been a very long time. And the signs were there, but I don't think that anybody really knew what the signs were to be able to tell what was happening. So, you know, like I think that people just thought that I was lazy and that I was junky and that, you know, I was a teenager. But there was, for a long time, there's been some other things happening, and I think it just was that people didn't know how to read the signs to be able to tell what was happening and to be able to say something's not right. Especially me, because you know, as at that age, when you hear somebody say, "Oh, you're just lazy," or "Oh, you just this, you're just that," what experience do you have? A lot of times, people at that age, teenagers at that age, they just believe it because it's like, well, you must be right because I don't have the answers, you know? And that's unfortunate, but at this point, it is what it is. So, but now that I have more people that I can, you know, talk to and relate to, that have gone through some of the same struggles, a lot of the same struggles, I've been able to kind of develop some kind of coping mechanisms and like ways to compromise with myself, so to speak. And I mean, I've come a long way, but I still have a long way to go. I'll say that. But for example, so one of the things that has really helped me with my hygiene, and let me also say this, because I said it about the like clutter in my apartment. I hate a mess. I like to smell good. I like to feel good in my skin. I like for my skin to be soft and smooth to the touch. I like for my teeth to not have any crud on it. I don't want my breath to smell bad. That it's not even about being okay with being dirty. So let's clear that up. But one of the things that I have learned about myself is that somewhere along the road, I built up a negative association with showering. And I think that it's because of the fact that I didn't have the language for it. Like, I knew that I didn't have enough spoons, so to speak, to be able to use my energy to do that, but I didn't have the language for it, and so I didn't understand it. And I would just put it off until I couldn't put it off anymore. And then when I had to do it, it was like, God, this is gonna be so physically taxing. And after I would like get over that hump and actually do it, I'd be like, that felt amazing. Why haven't I been doing that? And so now that I understand what's been happening, I have found different ways to make the experience more enjoyable for myself, so that it's easier for me to get it done. So, for example, with showering and bathing, brushing my teeth, just, whatever simple physical hygiene things that I need to do. I have a candle that I love the scent of that I will light. I have 2 lights in my bathroom. So my bathroom is kind of L-shaped. So there's, when you first walk in, sink, vanity area right here. And then you go around the corner and it's like a little wall where the sink is at, dividing that part of the bathroom from the toilet and the shower. And so there's a light like right over the sink area, and then there's another light right over the toilet and the shower. And so I'll leave the light over the sink on, and I'll turn the light off over the shower area. I don't know why that helps me. I feel special or something. Like I feel like, ooh, this is dim lighting. Feels like this is nice. I don't know. I don't know why, but I like it. I have a candle that I think I said that I enjoy the scent of, that I'll light. So I do still have some light over there, but it's like, if for some reason the dim lighting is very soothing to me, and then the fact that the candle smells good. And then I bought myself a Bluetooth speaker, and so I'll play whatever music I'm in the mood for and have myself a little concert in the shower, just like to make things fun for myself. I realized that I enjoyed that kind of thing because at this new place that I'm at, well, it's not really new, I've been here for almost a year, but at this apartment, I have a bathtub that I can actually fit in without feeling closed in and claustrophobic. At my last place, it was very small and I hated it. And the stopper stopped working. Anyway, but I've been taking bubble baths as well, and that was one of the things that I would do to make myself feel special. Run my little bubble bath, light a candle or some incense or both, and put on my music, have a little bit of wine, whatever, and just relax. And I really love being in the water. And so I was like, you know what? If I enjoy that type of thing while I'm taking a bubble bath, I probably will enjoy that type of thing while I'm taking a shower. And as we all know, it's a lot more convenient to take a shower than it is to take a bubble bath. Bubble baths for me are like special occasions, like weekends, if I have vacation time off, whatever. But day-to-day, shower. So that's one of the things I've done for that. As far as the cleanliness of my space, and most of the time it's the kitchen and the bedroom that I have to worry about. I have wireless earpods that I'll put in, and the ones that I have are noise canceling. One of the things that really overwhelms me is a bunch of different noises happening at one time. So like the positioning of the kitchen in the apartment, I can hear anytime anybody's opening and closing their front door, anytime anybody is going up and down the stairs, all the conversations that people are having outside. just because of the way that the apartment complex is modeled. And I can also hear pretty much everything my upstairs neighbor is doing, like anytime they're walking around. And that's no fault to them, it's just the age and the material that this complex is built out of. But if too many things are happening at one time, it gets very overwhelming for me. And that's another thing that makes me want to just be like, I can't do this right now. I have to like go somewhere where it's quiet, and so that I can calm down and relax so that I don't have an anxiety attack. And so the noise canceling headphones are really great for doing that, because the only thing that I'm gonna hear is whatever I want to hear at that moment. And so it helps to keep me from experiencing that sensory overload. And so that's, one of the things that I figured out that has helped me for that. I will say, every now and then I do have myself a little drink to help enhance the experience. I can say that because I'm grown. But anyway, yeah, so I really, what I learned about the things that I'm going through and like the journey that I'm on is that nothing is linear. Nothing happens in a straight line. Sometimes you're going to have setbacks. A lot of times you're going to have setbacks. It's really just about experimenting and finding what is right for you, and not just taking everybody's word for it and like doing whatever just because somebody said to do it. There's nothing wrong with experimenting. There's nothing wrong with saying something doesn't work for you. And there's nothing wrong with, oh my God, you guys, my phone died. I just feel like that is just so rude because I was in the middle of filming. Oh my God. Sorry. Oh Lord. Where I left off was basically just saying, things are not linear. You have to experiment, find out what works for you, do what you're comfortable with. And what I want to leave you with is just like knowing that, things are not linear. Your healing is not linear. Your progress is not going to be linear, but that is okay. And sometimes you are going to be discouraged. That is also okay. What's important is really just, trying your best, doing your best every day. And sometimes if the best you can do is just getting out of bed that day, that is okay too. It's much easier said than done, but try not to because people are going to demonize certain things. They're going to stigmatize certain things. Try not to let that get to you. Try not to let what everybody else says like control what you do for yourself and how you feel about yourself. I will be the first person to say that is not an easy thing to do by any means. I still struggle with it, but I try my best every day. And that's really, sometimes that's all you have. Sometimes you don't even have it in you to try, and that is okay. Basically what I'm saying is wherever you are on your journey is okay. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to progress that somebody else has made or progress that they have seemingly made. Focus on yourself. Worry about yourself. Take care of yourself to the best of your abilities. And if you can afford it, go to therapy. If you can afford it and it's appropriate for you, get on some type of medication for whatever is going on. There is no reason besides financial reasons and, you know, other safety precautions, there's no reason that you shouldn't be on medication if you need it, or in therapy if you need it. Like, those things have been stigmatized and demonized so much, but they are things that are super helpful to people with mental health issues. And so if you're waiting for somebody to tell you that it's okay to do those things for yourself, I'm telling you, it is more than okay to do those things for yourself. Do it if you have the means to do it, okay? If that's what's right for you, if that's what you need and you are able to do those things, do it. And on that note, that's all I have for y'all today. Ugh, my arm kind of hurts because I got my second vaccination. Oh, look at my shirt. It's a Tabitha Brown shirt, and it says, "Pickle lover, because my food is a big deal." Get it? Deal, because pickles. Okay. That's enough. All right. Bye.